Hey, welcome back to JB Breaks Free. I hope you're having a great day, a blessed day, happy Friday, and getting 1% better than yesterday and breaking free from whatever's holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself and living the life that you want to live moment by moment and stringing those moments together to have great days. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm feeling good today. Today's going to be a great day. I'm actually excited for work tonight. How's that possible? We have restaurant week going on. It's going to be very busy tonight and tomorrow, but I can do it. I can handle it. I like doing it. My boss congratulated me on a job well done again last night. I feel good making the sales that I made and giving the service that I gave, and overall it was good. So life is good when you enjoy what you do, and thankfully I've been doing that lately, so it's all good. I want to get into some topics today. 7 lessons from the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This was the first or second book I read on my financial freedom journey, along with The Richest Man in Babylon. And they were a great foundation for me. With any book, I think take what's good for you and leave the rest. I don't think anything is set in stone, but I think there's some great lessons in there, some that stick out more than others. Wanted to talk about 5 harsh truths that will make you stronger on your journey to break free. Want to talk about some side hustles that my wife would not let me do. And a couple brief journal entries. So I'll get right into it. Before I do, actually, I did stop at the thrift store. A couple minutes. I picked up 2 PlayStation 2 games. There were about, 10 or 12 that they just put out. Nothing else really caught my eye there. I looked up every one real quick. These are about $20 each. I paid $2 each for them. I'll take it all day long. I did check the back of the discs to make sure they weren't crushed. There was another one there that I liked, but it was pretty banged up. I am going to Google kind of how to restore a PS2 game, clean the back of it a little bit, and just keep grinding it out and not being too good to take those flips because they do add up after a while. And that kind of ties into Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and one of the lessons he talks about is how rich people acquire assets and the poor and middle class acquire liabilities that they think are assets. And anything that puts money into your pocket is an asset. And I wonder how many people could state that definition if you just walked up to them in the grocery store today or anywhere else at Walmart. In a craft store. An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. And a liability, therefore, is anything that takes money out of your pocket. And some liabilities can be debt, loans, sales tax on purchases. Mortgages take money out of your pocket. Your house is not a asset. I think that's what he says. And I think that can go either way because your house can appreciate, but you also have to take into account the money that you put into it, right? All the upkeep and everything else. And yes, you can make money on your house, especially after a while. But that mortgage is taking money out of your pocket. Cars depreciates right when you drive it off the lot, right? And then a car payment is not an asset. Car payments keep people poor and keep the middle class down. He lists assets as cash, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate. And again, I think real estate eventually can be a cash thing, or an asset, but eventually it's going to take money out of your pocket. So that's a fine line there. But just know, try to buy assets and not liabilities. That's the first lesson. The second lesson from the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the most powerful asset we have is our mind. If trained, it can produce enormous wealth. And on the other hand, if it's untrained, it can hurt you for generations to come as far as your finances go. And for a while, my mind was certainly not trained financially and really not trained in anything. I wish it was a little bit more. I wish I was more open, and then I wish perhaps school taught you a little bit more about life and living. And some ways to train your mind is with communication, to train your emotions, to train your awareness, to train your financial literacy, to train your imagination, all of these things together, social skills, communications, like I said, can help you produce enormous wealth and hopefully time wealth, and to let you take control of your time and take control of your life. The next lesson number 3, is that so many people say, oh, I'm not interested in money, yet they work at a job 8 hours a day. And I think we're all interested in money to an extent, but what are we trying to do with that money? I'm trying to buy myself as much time as I can, our greatest non-renewable resource. I'm trying to be time-free and stress-free. And I'm also not working 8 hours a day at my main job. Sometimes it's a little bit less. I'm side hustling, but all that is to kind of get me away from my main job. It's not all about money for me. It's about freedom. The philosophy of the rich is to invest their money and to spend what is left over. And the philosophy of the poor is to spend their money and to invest what is left. So first we got to invest, and second we spend, whereas the poor mindset would be to spend first and then invest. It's such a great life hack, like we've talked about so many times. If we don't need a lot to spend, if we don't raise our lifestyle with lifestyle inflation and media manipulation, like I used to say, don't fall for the targeted ads. Invest first, pay yourself first, and then have some fun with what is less. The next lesson, number 5, is success is a poor teacher. We learn most about ourselves from our failures. So don't be afraid of failing. There can be no success without failing. And I know I failed quite a bit in my life. And luckily, I was a good student in my adult years to learn from those failures. Maybe, perhaps I was not a good student when I was younger. In fact, I know I wasn't. But more so than grades, was I aware of these things? Was anyone trying to tell me? I want to know, how unresponsive I was to certain lessons. But eventually, the school of hard knocks, life taught me some lessons that get out of debt, try to get healthy, try to be happy. Time is important. It's not all about money. Keep your relationships, nurture them, and just try to improve in every asset of your life. And that has been my goal, and I've failed in all of those things over the course of time and have learned from them and have put me in a much better position. The next, I like this one a lot. To be a successful business owner, to be a successful investor, is to basically have neutral emotions. The stock market is going to go up and it's going to go down, and it's gone down quite a bit this year. It obviously took a very sharp drop in March 2020, and then it kind of went back up, I guess, and then back down. And that was, I pretty much started this journey in 2019 while the stock market was kind of ramping up a little bit and things were good. And then obviously, a global pandemic. I remember CNN just showing the stock overall, and it just crashing down, and oh Jesus, what's happening here? But I stayed the course because I just learned and I studied, and it wasn't that hard to figure out that the market will crash. There's going to be other ones, but over time, via long-term investing, it will go up. Now, I would want to focus more on it crashing during my retirement. I'd want to be a little bit more ready for that. But in the wealth accumulation phase, I think you just got to be ready for the ups and downs and not to jump out. Take the highs and lows, be humble, and be steady while it goes. And then don't be addicted to money, he says. Work for knowledge and work to learn. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, to work for knowledge and to work to learn. That's a pretty blessed situation to be in. I don't think everyone has that position. I think people can put themselves into that position with some hard work. But work to learn and work for knowledge. What am I learning at my job? Maybe learning that I need an escape route, that I don't want to be in the rat race, to save my money, to not put all my eggs in one basket. Some of the things I learned from working. And next, some harsh truths to learn on your journey to freedom in all phases of your life, and your journey to being the best possible version of yourself that you can be. The first is that there is no perfect moment. Waiting on that perfect moment is just going to lead to frustration. The time to start is now. Just start. Start, then learn. Take action. Do it. There's no great time to quit cigs because something's going to happen to stress you out. There's no good time to diet. Things are going to come up. You're going to get fed good meals after your work as a waiter, birthdays, celebrations, Sunday pasta dinners, holidays. There's no perfect time to quit drinking. There's no perfect time to stop gambling. There's always going to be sports. There's always going to be concerts to go to where they serve alcohol. There's no perfect time to start a YouTube channel and wait till you can master every facet of the game. No, you just got to start and then learn. So there's no perfect moment. Just start. Number 2 is that we cannot control the past. Time wasted on the past is lost time, and time is our greatest non-renewable resource. There's things that we can control and there's things that we can't control, and the past is certainly one of them. Do not waste your time worried about the past. Next, I love this. Our expectations of happiness are what make us unhappy. Let go of your assumptions about what should be happening and expectations of what should be happening, and just treasure the life that you have. I'm not happy because I expected work to be like this, or I expected the weather to be like that, or this person to treat me like this, or I should have this by now. Again, that's not easy. There's a philosophy called amor fati, which translates to love your fate. Sometimes your fate is not easy. And I guess we only know what our fate is. I can't put myself in somebody else's fate. But I can love my fate. And I try to practice that. This is the life that we have. And you might as well just love it and not expect it to go a certain way, because that is external and all that we can control is internal. Number 4, we don't always get back when we give. Some people do not have as big a heart as you. Again, that's expectations of giving this, so I need to receive it back. Don't expect people to give back. Just give what you can give. Give your joy into the world. Give your cheer, your kindness, your respect, your time, your empathy, and all that stuff necessarily doesn't come back. Your boss. Just give what you have to give and be happy that you're trying to be that light of positivity, and it might not come back to you, and it took me a while to figure that out. I would keep score, and if someone came at me, then I felt like I had to stand up for myself in certain situations at work, not necessarily with my boss, but certain front of the house, back of the house things, chippiness. I could never let it go, but then I just learned to just do my thing, be polite, be happy, and God bless. And finally, no one owes you anything. Stop blaming others for your problems. You own your life. Take your power back. And I always think of my friend who is having a real hard time, and I think justifies it with blaming others. And you own your journey. I was thinking about that phrase, you own your journey. And sometimes we share our journey. We can share our journeys here. We can share our journeys with our family and our spouses, but at the end of the day, you own your journey. Um, it's a single-player game, and stop blaming others for the downward spiral that you may be in. Your past, your parents, your spouse, your boss. Everyone's going to each have their own problems with different parts of society on your life. What about politics? One party or this party, is that going to crush you for the next 4 years? No, you own your journey. No matter what, try to be happy. And I think you'll at least be stronger for realizing that. Now talking about some side hustles that my wife would not let me try. I swear there's 100 of them. But some for good reason. I'm not saying that these are not for good reason. She does keep a check on me sometimes for my wild ideas. I'm not saying these are the wildest ideas I've ever come up with. But here is a few that she has shot down. To rent out our swimming pool. Just no. To rent out our space for storage. No. To rent out a room. No go. To be a house sitter. That one really worked because I'd be gone and all I really wanted to do is be home with my family. What else? You can wrap your car in ads. That's a side hustle. And these might be perfect for some of you guys. Or anyone who might come across this. If you're single, you can do some of this stuff. Wrap your car in ads, you actually can get paid for that. There's so many crazy side hustles out there in non-traditional ways to make money. It's pretty crazy. She does not want me to own rental property. I know that can be a very lucrative thing. And she just doesn't want to deal with the hassle of it. She likes the idea of me being a real estate agent. And I do like to sell things. I like to sell specials at my job. I like to sell items that I can flip. And maybe I'd like to sell houses. Who knows? It's in the back of my head. I also enjoy my time that I have. So it's a fine line that I'm walking. But she does not want me to do ride share. Like I can deliver groceries, but picking up random people, I guess, is a little different. Now a lot of these things and some stuff that I can't remember was when I would have done anything to leave my job. Unfortunately, because of external situations. I don't necessarily feel that way now, so I would be a little bit more picky with my side hustles and my time. What else? Dog sit at our house. I grew up with a dog. My mom has a dog. But dog sitting at the house, not too thrilled with that. Daycare. Why not? Stay home, right? She thought it might have been a little weird. Clean houses. I think that would be great. But I don't know. I think she would feel like my time would not be my own as much if I was set on that schedule. Because now I have control over my time right now, which is fine. Another business I thought of is to clean up pet waste, like doggy doo-doo. There's side hustles out there that do that, and I don't think there's much around here. Maybe that's not for me, but because the idea kind of grosses me out a little bit, but I think that's a good idea. But those were some things that she didn't necessarily want me to do. She has come around on some ideas. She was even a little hesitant with Instacart right off the bat, which I tend to needle her about a little bit. And she, sometimes I can wear her down. But last but not least, a couple journal entries from 2019. Right as I was starting my break-free journey, there's only 2 quick paragraphs here. Goes, going to see my girls' last dance performance. They switched out of dance, basically got into soccer. Have a little social anxiety to go there, but that is a good stoic practice. I got to get my Saturdays on track with my daily rituals. I feel lazy and I overate. I can't find a rhythm yet today. I'm glad Jess helps with the girls so much before the recital to get them ready. I'm lucky to have her and a family. And the next one, June 10th, 2019. When am I going to go all in on my habits, my side hustles, and my philosophy? I have the tools and knowledge. I must keep competing against myself and use the other me as a constant sparring partner to help me grow. And I'm pretty proud of that, to not compete against anyone else but myself. The regret of failing is becoming enough. I'm going to dinner tonight with my family. It's going to be some good bonding. It's time to start anew tomorrow and enjoy the process. So I was still kind of getting to that phase where it wasn't the destination, it was the process. It's time to start now. How long am I going to wait to demand the best from myself? And how long are you going to wait to demand the best from yourself? And some freedom. And we're enjoying the process, and every day's a practice. I hope you have a blessed day, and I can't wait to talk to you on the next video. Take care and break free.